My first destination now is 1 hour 5 minutes away, and another 3 hours 35 minutes to the top of Pilatus. No, that'll be 2 hours 30 minutes from my next destination to the top of Pilatus. Been walking for just over an hour now. Still very steep. The cable car I'm stood under is just one to use for the winter. I was hoping it was a summer one as well. Would have been a handy route back down. But we shall carry on. "50 minutes to go to my first destination. 3:15 to the top from here, and we're now standing at 938 metres above sea level. I can just hear the church bells ringing back in Hergiswil. Don't know if they are or not, but they look like some type of crocus. The first water I've come across while I've been walking up. I don't know if this is the top of, or near the top of Pilatus, but quite a long way to go yet. So far on my way up I've seen deer, buzzard, nutcrackers. 30 minutes now to my first stop, and another 2 hours 55 minutes from here to Pilatus. Well, I've reached my first destination in 1 hour 45 minutes. Just on the edge of the mountain there, you can see a building. That's the cable car coming down from Pilatus. And just in front of this hotel is another cable car which goes down towards Hergiswil. It wasn't the other one I seen. I don't know if this one will be running later, but it looks a bit better than the other one. This is the view so far. See over the trees, back down to Hergiswil there. And you'd have to keep coming round and round. And then to the left of this telegraph pole, the water you can see is the end of Lake Lucern, where the city of Lucern is. Two hours 30 from here to the top of Pilatus. 1 hour 30, 1 hour 40, back down to Hergiswil depending the route you take. The top of Pilatus. On the next ridge down on the left, there's a cross. And to the right of that is the white church, what we could see yesterday from the top of Pilatus when we went up on the train. This is a pension you can stop. It's beautiful views back down over Hergiswil and Lake Lucern, but I think you've really got to be into walking and everything, because it's a long way even by car, because the roads I've walked up basically direct and the roads go down a zigzag fashion, and the only single track road. The first bit of the sun of the day to hit the mountain at the top. It's a warm morning, bit cloudy, but that's good for walking. Had my breakfast, now it's set off, and then shan't be long before we're into the real climb to the top of Pilatus. The first sign I've seen for Pilatus. Been walking for nearly 2.5 hours from where the sign is. I'm now on a rocky path, single path, and you wouldn't want to fall down there, believe me. It's a long way. And the sweat is absolutely pouring out of me. Thank goodness the sun ain't out. The path that I'm coming up there on the edge of the mountain and looking back down to Hergiswil. The first cable car of the day coming down from Pilatus, 8:16 in the morning. As you can see, the sun is out below, just come from out of the trees on the right hand side, but luckily for me at the moment the mountain's shading me from the sun, so hopefully it'll remain that way until I get to the top. Down below you can see the cable car house between the top of the trees there, and then the silver track coming down is the longest summer toboggan run in Switzerland. You actually sit in what's basically a tin bath, let's say. Imagine a tin bath on a rail with a brake, and you come flying down and you stop at the bottom where this hut is here. Hergiswil again, 8:24, then I should be having a breakfast now. See more of Lucern now. When I get home I'll have to check the map to see which lake this is here. The path's getting much rockier now and still a long way to go. You can imagine these gullies in the winter when the snow's melting, with water running right down into the valley. Lucern, and we've travelled round here to see another lake which now has disappeared behind this grassy mountain, but over in the distance you can see another lake, or possibly two. 1 hour 20 to the top of Pilatus, 2 hours 30 to Hergiswil, back down, 50 minutes to the hotel where I stopped for breakfast, or 3 hours 10 minutes to Hergiswil Mat, which is about 2 kilometres up from where our hotel is. There is the top of Pilatus. The cable car house. One just arriving. Some kind of little lizard, I don't know what it is. It's like a newt. Not right up here. The path now is getting steeper and more rocky. There's some cloud just looking over the top of the mountain now. Looks quite steep to this part, but hopefully we're up at the church in another 20 to 30 minutes. That's the route I'm going to have to take. It's virtually straight up now. That'll take me onto the plateau where the church is. And from coming up here yesterday, I know there's another good climb onto the summit of Pilatus. There's a small bird just behind that rock somewhere. It's called a black redstart. There it is, just come out of that one, flown off there. A bit higher up. The path doesn't lead into the gully. I suppose you can go that way, but luckily for me, I want to go to the church, and there's a nice path now, not very steep at all, to the church. I've got to the plateau where the church is. Another 40 minutes to top of Pilatus. Some very hardy sheep. First ones I've seen in Switzerland on this holiday. Can't actually go into the church, but you can see the actual size of it. The other side now, the cable car, just clouding just a wee bit. That's just blown over in the last 30 seconds. It was clear as I looked into the church, and now a bit of cloud blowing by. See the cross? You can see just above the cross the path winding up the mountainside to the top of the Pilatus. You can see the mass at the top, and that's where the cable car is. And if you look so far down, you'll see some holes with fencing in. That's where me and Linda was walking yesterday. Across on the hill at the back of the church. Once you stop walking, it turns quite nippy. There's a bit of a breeze. No sun. Now it's just clouded over a bit, but as long as it doesn't rain, we're okay. If you look at the peak, right in the centre there, that's where me and Linda sat yesterday on the Tomlin Horn. That is 7,000 feet. I won't bother to go there today. I'm just going to be happy to reach Pilatus, where the hotel and cable cars and the cog railway comes up. Right under the mast now. The path keeps zigzagging all the way to the top, or to the platform where I said earlier we walked yesterday. High above the church now, and the hill with the cross on. A set of stairs now, to steps to go up, and you can see the yellow sign there. That's the platform where me and Linda were yesterday. 10 minutes now to Pilatus, the hotel on top of Pilatus, Mount Pilatus. Walking through the mountain onto the opposite side now to where the cog railway comes up. Opposite side of the mountain now to the church. More cloud about at the moment than yesterday, but at least it's dry for anybody coming up here. Just see SL, top of SL. The sun's trying to get through. So that's took me, let's say, 4 hours. Pilatus, 2,132 metres, 7,000 feet. Dropping back down now from Pilatus. I'm going back the route to Alphenstadt, where I'll catch a bus back round to Hergiswil. I've just seen the party from Shearings. They've come up with the cable car and they're going back down on the train. Alphenstadt, 2 hours 35. I'm hoping it's going to drop off this edge to the right, to the left. Looking back to the Pilatus, you can see the zigzag path coming down from the hotel. Looking back to the hotel again, bit of sun up there now. But this is where the train starts to go through the mountain, and you can just see the avalanche shelters there, and it drops down, disappearing into the cloud again. Sounds like one's on his way up now. Got my choice now. I could go to Hergiswil to the left, or keep on to Alphenstadt. I think I'll go to Alphenstadt. Wish I could say that right. Now an empty one coming down to where you change the points. Stopping, got to change the points now. They slide across, let the other one go. That is just amazing. What a beautiful view, back down to Lake Lucern. Just looks like silver and grey, the water, looking through the cloud. My first view through the trees down to Alphenstadt. Been zigzagging down a wood now, a very steep wood, for a good 15 minutes, and it keeps going for a bit longer yet. I can't actually see the bottom. 11:48 now. I'm still going down through the wood. I've never been in such a big wood in my life. If you look down this gully here, there's just still no sign of the bottom. I can hear water, so I must be getting there, but still a long way. There's the road into Alphenstadt. Quite a long way off yet, but we're getting there. And the path still goes down non-stop. Come out of the wood at last. That has been one of the most difficult downhill walks I've done. It's gone on for over an hour and more, and it's not been scenic at all. It's just dropped down through trees, not a lot of wildlife about. But now I'm going to take this path, and there's my destination. Looks like Shearing's coach for the party what's up the Pilatus, waiting for him to come back down on the cog railway. Most airfields in Switzerland are military and civilian. As you can see at the end of the airfield, the extent of the flooding in this area. The path to Alphenstadt's, but there's been a bit of a mudslide. They've cleared it back off the road, but it's gone straight down across the route of my path. So we look like going down the grass bank. Just come back to the side of the railway, not seen it for a long time on the walk. Station below. You can see why no trains is running through Alphenstadt. The station is well underwater. The road's been cleared. This is only small in comparison to some, but this is the type of landslides they've been having. The Pilatus Railway come very close. There's actually an arched bridge down there where it went straight underneath and missed the station. On my walk I left the Pilatus Hotel, 5:45. Went across to the church, made my way up, past the cable car here, then turning right to the hotel here. So I had my breakfast, and I carried on up through the zigzags across to the church, and from the church went up to the top, Pilatus Cool, and then I dropped back down the other side, picking the path up here, following it all the way back down. Black lines of the railway, through the forest, all the way back down to the shores of Lake Lucern again at Alphenstadt. On the main street of Hergiswil, you can see the white houses in the background and the trees when it was up through the trees. Then you can see where the church is, on top of the mountain there. Went up through the left there to the church, and the last climb to Pilatus Cool, and drop down the other side, which takes you to the other side of this mountain here, to Halfman's statue at the other side. And that's Hergiswil one way, and Hergiswil the other, and the coach is getting loaded up to take us back to England.
Right, we'll see you in a bit.
Okay, do. Just gone over the Swiss-French border. 01. We stopped overnight at St. Omar and we're just about to leave for the ferry.
It's a good singer, do you know it? No. Yes. So now you are ready for do your gardening and your washing machine up? Okay, I will be on the boat anyway.